when people ask me, where do I think they come from? I think that many actually come from outside of this galaxy, some from within. But some of those coming from outside have been here for so long, right from the beginning, in a way stimulating this planet to become an ideal physical vehicle for a soul to incarnate into, to experience another vibration, or to experience the universe, life, in a very dense, physical, heavy form, which ultimately, when you learn to live it in a balanced way, is to really strike up the balance between the physical world and the spiritual world. I'm rambling now.
I wondered what...
Okay.
Sorry, this could be long. What conclusions you've come to about the animals as well in dialogue? I find very little in esoteric teachings about them. I mean, for instance, do they incarnate as humans as they're bred here, or will they incarnate as species? Do you have any conclusions on that?
Before I encountered the being at 9, right from the age of about 4 onwards, I was aware that we weren't alone. I was also aware of another intelligence that wasn't extraterrestrial, but something much more universal. And I'd hear teachers and families saying, God. But as I listened to their notions of God, I thought, this is not right. It sounds like a projection of ourselves all the time. So what is it? And I've always been interested in nature, always felt inclined to observe nature, and I always used to ask myself, what happens when an animal dies? Does its soul carry on and reincarnate into another animal body? Can it go into a human body? Can a human go into an animal body? And after asking those questions a lot and looking into a lot of information and trying to understand the dynamics of reincarnation, the process, I came to feel that when an animal dies, it no longer needs individually to continue, because it's not a self-aware thinking life form. And what happens is the energy of its individuality, if you want, returns to its species, returns to its collective consciousness, its collective energy form. And the energy of that collective form gives life to other animal forms of the same kind, but because it has no self, when it physically dies, it doesn't wrap this skin around it, this projection, this identity, personality, ego. It doesn't need that to live, and so it doesn't do it. So when it enters the spirit world, it's like the energy explodes, and it just returns to the source in a formless way. But human beings are different, in that they are self-aware. They need to know certain things. They need to know more than what other animals on this planet need to know. So when they die, the energy of their consciousness, their self-awareness, their deep unconscious and subconscious questions survives. And it is that wraps the skin, the spirit around you, that is a reflection of yourself. I've encountered spirits too in my life, and I've seen a human spirit that looked exactly like a human being. And in fact, the experience was so mundane that I hardly reacted to it, and only after realised, oh, I just saw a human spirit. But I've also seen a human spirit, or what was a human spirit at some point, as a single ball of light. And I thought, well, what makes that one different from that one when they feel similar? And I think it's because of the projection. It's your sense of self, the identity that you carry with you. If you think that this is what you are, then when you are in a non-physical state, that is what you are. But you are more than that, and you can be more than that. But I think, as Tom has drawn my attention, I'd better bring it to a conclusion here. Thank you very much for listening. I hope I've said something that maybe stimulated your curiosity.
Ed Sherwood.